You don't go to your guru and complain, oh, this person did this to me, this person did that to me, oh, they were mean to me, they were ugly to me, oh, this person yelled at me, they cheated me, I go year after year after. What do you think your guru is? Your girlfriend? Your girlfriend or what? You think your guru is your drinking partner? Let's go have a drink and talk about why the girl dumped me. Because you're fat and ugly, well, that's why. If you're short, fat, ugly, don't got hair, someone don't got red card, you think your guru, you think your lover like you are. Ayo. You want a relationship? I tell you how to get a relationship. Gym, home pay. You want a relationship? Go to the gym, lose the weight, discipline yourself, improve the points in you that are not good. You may not become supermodel, but you might become something much better than what you are. So if you want a relationship, improve your body, improve your mind, improve your speech, then you will. If you don't want to put any effort towards yourself and towards your body and towards what other people need, and then you cry wolf, what's the point? So if you want a relationship, make yourself more attractive. Why? An attractive person walks down the street, we all drop our fork, we all look. Then we tell our wife, no, I wasn't looking right, I was catching mosquitoes with my mouth. Easy was. So why would you go to a Tibetan guru? How? Give me a mantra, I can get a lover, then I can be happy, and then I can practice Dharma, and I can help you. Huh? They will practice the Dharma and help me, and they give donations, and they will help me build a temple and join up if I give them a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Can you believe that? It's a trick. It's a trick. What am I going to do? Bomo someone? Boom. I don't have any power. I told you I'm just a stupid mom. I don't know anything. I don't have any Bomo power. You want Bomo power? You go to the forest over there, Kelantan or something. I don't know. I know you go meet somebody there. What those people love tattoo one. I teach Dharma. You see any tattoo? No tattoo, see? So what am I trying to say? You want a relationship? Please. I don't have a solution. But my solution to you is this. If you practice the Dharma and you control your anger, and you try to make yourself more nicer and you're consistent, and you improve your physical outlook, you improve your clothes, then chances are it's higher. If you don't want to invest anything in yourself and you're lonely and you're unhappy and you're looking for a relationship and you cry and you demand other people's attention all the time, you know what happens? You're wasting your good time. You're wasting your good time. Because when the prunes are dry, no matter what you do, nobody's going to want to come and pluck them. So while your prune's not dry yet and still got some juice, do something. Because I have some friends that look like dried up prunes. I told them, forget it, Lam. I mean, there's nobody on this earth that can help you already. So if you're young and you're single or young-ish, if you're young like me or young-ish, and you're still looking for a relationship, don't come and talk to Tsem. Tsem will tell you, gym, home pay. You don't have money for the gym, run on the street. That's what I used to do. Cut the carbos. After 5, no carbo. That's your Dharma talk. Okay, that's your blessing. No carbo after 5 lah. You want to eat carbo? Each time you eat, lonely, no boyfriend, no girlfriend. I go to bed alone and I make love with my animal rat. That's it. Every time you put that food in your mouth, you just remember, lonely, no boobly. So if you want to make love to your food, make love to your food lah. Some people find pleasure in making love to their food. You know what they hear? Oh. Then they put another bite in that and they, ooh. So you're sitting in that room going, what do they have inside? You open up, they're having love with a pizza. Nihon, laksa. You tell anybody, you tell any Chinese not vegetarian now, you want bak kut teh? Oh! Ah! Better than bubbly wow. So if you're in love with food, don't complain you're lonely. Why? You have to give a little to get a little. If you don't want to give, you're not going to get. Okay? Then some people say, well, he's fat, wow. He's got no hair, how come he get a beautiful girl? Because he's got money. Why he got money he can get and I can't? Because he must have taken his time away and sacrificed something to get the discipline, to get the money. People don't get money for nothing. You have to give something. Some people put their actions into discipline to get money, so they attract girls that way. You know, not all girls. Some girls like money. Some girls, when you got red card, they marry you up. Some girls are, you know, that level. You got money, hello. They give you everything. Some girls, no. Everybody's different. Not all girl like that. Not all boy like that. These days, it's different already. You got money, boy come to you also. Very different. These days got money, everybody comes to you. Boy, girl, and boy, girl. Right? My point is, if you have something to attract, it means you put some effort or discipline into getting it. So whether it's your body, whether it's your money, whether it's your house, whether it's your car, you have to give something to get. If you're a loser, if you always don't have, if you always no money, you don't want to take care of your body, you don't want to change yourself, you don't want to transform the way you are, and you don't have what it takes to attract, how? If you want to catch a big fat whale and you go to the middle of the ocean, you have one bait and a little worm. Come eat. The whale won't even see your worm lah. You want to catch a whale, you're going to need a big bait. You want to catch a little goldfish, no problem. Don't need a bait. Just catch it up. Right? You think. So people want to complain about relation to me, they want a blessing. This is your blessing. Give a little into yourself. Sacrifice into improving yourself. And change yourself. Don't complain, look, I can't be MTV skinny. You don't have to be MTV skinny, but you also don't need to be fat farm fat. Right? So you think, if this is the pervading times, people require this, you have to fit the group to get what you want. You can't expect the whole world to accept you as you are. Why? You don't accept them as they are. If you don't accept them as they are, how are they going to accept you as you are? And if you're depressed, unhappy, and lonely all the time, that's not the world's problem. That is your problem. You need to put the time in. Then if you're always complaining about money, I gotta survive, you're just hanging at the edge of the cliff, I got to survive. Malaysia, favorite word. They're making $500 million a year, I'm surviving. They got a house bigger than the president's house, they're surviving. They got 10 cars in the garage, they're surviving. Nobody in Malaysia survives. This country is fabulous. If people want to work, no one starves. That's the blessing of the government here. With respect to politics, I don't want to get into it. I don't know anything. Nobody. This country is fabulous. You guys have not lived in America and seen real poverty. You have not. You don't look at those tired movies. They come out from Hollywood. They're not real. I've lived there and I've seen poverty. Nothing compared. My American friends who come here and visit, they're in shock. They say, oh my God, you guys live better than us. I said, yes. I had one stupid American friend ask me, do we have televisions here? Well, he's American, what to do? No offense to people who's listening from America now, sorry. I'm American too, but anyways, there are some people who live in trees in America. What to do? Palm trees, but trees lah. Here we live on the ground in nice houses and PJ, wherever lah, or some people choose to live in charas, I don't know why. Charas, Shah Alam, Cyberjaya, Putajaya, I don't know why, maybe because they have helicopters. For me, you don't put me out there like, I don't know where to go. I ended up in Shah Alam 3-4 times, God, I lost. I was trying to look for Subang, I ended up in Shah Alam, I don't know why. All of a sudden it says Shah Alam, I'm like, oh. Too far lah, I don't like. Unless you give me a helicopter, I don't move there, thank you. I stay PJ. So, PJ is not the best place, but I know how to get around, I don't get lost. Actually, when I first moved to my house, I was throwing a bitch fit, and I was like, oh, I hate it, spa, I don't like blah, blah, blah. Geraldine's the one who told me, once you get used to it, you're going to love it. She's right. I love it. I'm never moving out. I'm buying the whole neighborhood. I'm staying. I'm taking over. So in any case, my point is if you want a blessing can also, on the highest level, comes from a lama, comes from a high monk, high practitioner, that gives you something. They put their prayers on it. Do you know why their prayers are effective? I'll tell you why. Because they've spent most of their lives in prayer. They spent most of their lives in praying to Lama Tsongkhapa or Buddha Shakyamuni. And so when they pray, it's not that Lama Tsongkhapa likes them more. They're able to get that energy better. For example, if you have a good relationship with a bank officer and they've known you for years and they know your credit, when you go for a loan, it's much easier than if you just walk off the street one. So like that, when a holy person or a person that prays all the time, what's a holy person? Not someone wearing robes and from Tibet called a Rinpoche. No. Holy means someone who thinks of others more than themselves. That's holy. So all of you are holy too if you do that. Alright? So when they pray, they give you something and you keep that on your altar. If you have the fortune and luck that a Lama or Rinpoche really prays, and they make their prayers and they offer you something, a gift, something, a Buddha, a statue, or anything, or even a ring, or even anything, trust me, they have made many prayers on it for you. And when they give it to you, it's from their heart. And it comes from many people's donations. It comes from many people sick, old, poor, but give their donations to the Lama, and the Lama buy these things and get these things and do blessings or put it in front of their altar, their statues, and do pujas and bless it and give it to you. So if you had the great honor to receive something like that from your Lama, It is to change your destiny. It is to change your life. And it will bless you. If you are so silly and you refuse it or you think negative things, no bad things happen, no. But you delay what you're supposed to do. That's all. You just delay. So that comes from the highest. Our parents can bless us too. How do our parents bless us? Our parents show us by example their dedication and love and selflessness towards us. So when we open our hearts and our minds to our parents and we listen to them, they do make mistakes because they are humans. But most of the things they do don't make mistakes. And they gave us a head, they gave us a place to live, and they gave us love. And you know what? What's beautiful about a parent? They accept us for what we are, and they push us to become more. So when we listen to our parents and we do good things, that's a blessing. Do you know why? Look at children who listen to their parents, and look at children who don't. When they grow up, they're very different people. They won't have good friends. People won't respect them. They'll be very lonely. And when they have children, their children won't listen to them. I'll tell you why. Not because of only karma, but because they have this energy of fighting, hostility, which will be felt. Even if the child comes from you, the child is another person. It's a different person. The body is from you, not the mind. Will be different. And so that can happen. And even a good friend. You know how we know a friend is good or bad? Let me tell you right now. If a friend is good, how is a friend good? When the friend encourages us to do good things, leads us to the right direction, and is happy when we do good things. When we do bad things, and they encourage our anger, they encourage us hostility, they encourage us to stay away, they encourage us to think negatively. That's not a good friend. No, that's not a good friend. Their words may be nice, but they're not good. Why? Maybe they're not very good at this moment, so they want more company in arms, more company in their sorrow. So they become like our friends, and they become close to us. Why? Because they themselves are a little naughty at this time. So they don't want to feel like they're the only one. They want to show others that see their light too. But that's temporary. All negative things are temporary. Positive things are permanent. Why is positive things permanent? Because we are pervaded by goodness in us. That's what the Buddha teaches innately, ultimately within us. We are good. We are good. So when we go to a holy temple, when we go to see a holy statue, when we go see a holy being, like Mother Teresa, Dalai Lama, if we go to the mausoleum of Mahatma Gandhi, their energy is there. When we go see a great Sikh guru, I've met great Sikh masters in Sikh temples in India, you can feel their love. You can feel what they teach and what they explain. I've had wonderful Muslim friends in India. India is great because all the religions are there and everybody gets along because everybody's exposed to everybody. Everybody knows their people. I've had wonderful Muslim friends that bless me. How do they bless me? They teach me what a real Muslim is. Kindness, compassion, openness. And they taught me something that's what religion is all about. Not the superiority of a religion. No. It's that we all need a way to become better. That's a blessing. I'm not trying to be gracious here. I really mean it. A blessing is a person, a situation that opens our mind to something higher. So in most cases, when we go for an initiation or a teaching, even if we're in a room of a lama, of a person who meditates, who holds their vows, who practices compassion, who forgives, who accepts you as you are, and who teaches you patiently again and again something that is the truth. Even being in the presence of such a person in a room, I promise you, will bless you. It's called liberation upon sight. When we say in Tibetan, liberation upon sight, it doesn't mean once you see, you become liberated. No. Liberation upon sight means what? His Holiness the Karmapa has that title. Emma Ho. Karmapa can means liberation upon sight to see His Holiness Karmapa. What does that mean? There are holy beings like the Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama and Trijang Rinpoche and Ling Rinpoche and Dromon Geshe Rinpoche and Pabamka Rinpoche and His Holiness Karmapa Rinpoche, Sakya Tenzin, that when we see them in the same room upon sight, we gain liberation. What is that? It means that from that point on, our minds are turned that we want to be Dharma. So they don't have to be people with big titles. They can be ordinary people like just you and me who practice forgiveness and kindness. And if you're in the room with that person, you know what happens? You gain liberation upon sight. You know what that is, liberation upon sight? Liberation upon sight is when that person speaks to you, or gives you something, or says something to you, it changes your mind. It makes you think different. He didn't give you physical, he didn't give you anything verbal. He gave you a perspective and a thought that changes your mind, or helps you to start changing your mind. That is liberation on sight. Why is that? Because this person has been practicing that for many lifetimes, for many years, again and again. He's been speaking about the same thing consistently over and over again and practicing. Therefore, this type of person will create faith in your mind, liberation upon sight, and if you help this person in any way, you know what will happen? You will start gaining the qualities of this person. Compassion, forgiveness. So you have to honor. That's why in the Tibetan tradition, in the Chinese tradition, Japanese tradition, whatever, when we come across our sifus and we have the honor to work with our sifus, we have the honor to do Dharma work with our sifus, or donate, or be sponsors, or help in any way, it's a great honor. We don't say, oh, I don't want, or I want, or we don't look at it as a halfway place, until I get a better job, I stay here. We don't look at that. We find it a great honor. Do you know why? Because you'll never be able to work with someone outside, very rare, that actually has compassion and love. And whatever politics you may suffer within the Dharma community, or whatever politics you see, or whatever dissatisfaction or unhappiness you see, or even a lower pay, you'll reward it back in many other ways. What is that? Peace of mind, knowing you're doing something that's beneficial and that you have a purpose in your life. Just like Geraldine said earlier, and I totally agree because I worked before. When you work on the outside, you just go there, you have to, they're big butts, right? You have to kiss big butts. You have to kowtow all the time. At the end, you have to put up with politics. And what you get is a paycheck, but you're not happy. Why are you not happy? Yeah, you have a car, you have a house. You're not happy. Why? Because what you have to go through to get it. And year after year after year, your situation doesn't improve. Why doesn't it improve? Because the people, the environment, their attitude, and you're not strong enough to bring them up. If you're strong, you work on the outside, you will bring them to the Dharma. If you're weak when you work outside, you'll be pulled away from the Dharma. Very simple. It's your strength. It's your mind. So when you work on the outside, when you run around with beautiful girls, when you run around with beautiful boys, you see how much you go to the Dharma and how much you practice. If you get pulled away, it's a clear sign your mind is not Dharma. If you get a lot of money and you change, you run away with it, you steal it, you cheat, or you manipulate, or you cover to keep the money, right? If you do that with money, the minute you get it, it means you will never ever get rich. You will never ever get money. You will never be able to keep it. Even if someone gives you $1 million, you'll not be able to keep it. I'll tell you why. The karma created will make you lose. And it shows you your level of your mind. That everything you say is a lie. Why is it a lie? Because when you get the money, what do you do with it? You hold it, you lie, you cheat, or you cheat to get it, you manipulate, you do wrong things with it. It shows you are not Dharma. So if you come across a beautiful girl, you come across a beautiful boy, and the minute you come across a beautiful girl and boy, whatever they say, whatever they do, they're your Buddha already. Whatever they want, you do. Whatever they say, you do. And you spend all your time and all your energy with them, and you justify by saying, well, I got to make my relationship strong. Wow. You justify by saying, I got to secure my position. Well, you say all these things, you know what happens? It shows your state of mind. Because whatever you do in life, if your mind is focused and strong, and you have practice behind you, no one can drag you down. You can go into a disco and stand on top of a podium and dance up and down like crazy. And when you leave, you have brought some people to the Dharma. If you are practicing the Dharma, you can walk up and down the street and bring people to the Dharma. No one can drag you down. Wherever you go, you will bring people to the Dharma. If you don't bring them to the Dharma, at least you'll bring them to a neutral point where they don't have negative thoughts about Dharma. You'll be able to do that. Why? By the power of your practice. So how much you can bring other people is you. Then you look at yourself. You may talk Dharma. How many people did you actually bring to the Dharma? How many people did you introduce? How many people you actually brought and introduced and can influence to the Dharma? If it's zero or it's very little, it shows you don't have the power of Dharma. Why? You didn't practice. You talk well, but you cannot. You cannot. Then people who say they don't have time for Dharma, okay. You don't have time for Dharma. My favorite saying, you don't have time for Dharma, you can survive, no problem. If you have put your energy toward the Dharma, everything around the Dharma around you will grow. Whatever you put your energy into, blessed by your Dharma protector, you will see things grow. So if you're not interested so much in putting Dharma, you're interested in making money, fine. So if you're, say you're busy, you don't have time, you're surviving, okay. So that means you have to have a big car, a fancy car. You have to have a big house. You have to be able to pay your bills. You have to be able to buy whatever you want. You don't put it on part payment. Why? If you put on part payment and then you say you got a job and you're busy, then it contradicts. How can you put things on part payment How can you not be able to afford this or buy this, and you have a shitty car, and your house not so good, and you wear not nice things? Because in Chinese society, everything is what? What you wear, what you see. Don't say, I'm simple. It's not you're simple, you don't have money. What? You're not simple, you don't have money. I didn't meet anybody who got money who's simple. Nobody. Nobody. And when I get money, I'm not going to be simple. No way. I'm going to show it off. I got money. Thank you. I got money. I'm going to wear a shirt. I got money. Okay, now. So if you're not putting your energy into Dharma, you have to put your energy into your worldly life, your worldly work. So you have to have a car. You have to have a house. You can't afford things. The minute you say, I cannot afford, then what have you putting your energy into? And if you're above 30 years old and you still, I don't have, you complain, don't have money, don't have, all the time don't have. What do you have? You don't have Dharma, you don't have money. Then that means you have not been doing anything and you've just been lying to yourself. New people believe you, people who know you, bye-bye. So either you're rich, you have nice house, nice car, because that's what you put your energy towards. Or if you're not interested in that, you have attainments, you have compassion, you have Dharma knowledge. You can do the rituals, you can do the prayers, you can help people, you can counsel people, and you're stable and you're firm. So you have the richness of Dharma. Or if you're very lucky, both. My goal. Go both. Both. Why? If you put your energy towards something, you must have it. If you don't have that result, you didn't put the energy. So by clarity of sight, by clarity of logic and deduction, can see you have put no energy toward anything. Everything you say is just a cover-up, an excuse. So what's my point in saying that? A blessing is when a Lama shares this with you and gives you Dharma information and tells you how to examine yourself, how to examine and help. And then when you improve, things change. That's a blessing. So when you leave this room, in a short while, when you leave, some Dharma knowledge has gone into you. Some changes in your mind. Maybe some of us, some guilt feelings. And that's very good. You know why? Guilt points to conscience. Guilt points to conscience. Uncomfortable feeling points to conscience. And so, when we leave this room, it's shaking our minds a little bit. It's giving us new directions. And some of us fortunate ones will say, I want to do something. I want to learn more. I want to understand more. And some very fortunate ones, actually, the more they listen to Dharma, the happier and happier and happier they become. And they look forward to it. When they hear Dharma talk, they don't think torture session. They think, oh, I'm so excited. I'm very excited. I received so many SMSs indirectly to my liaisons telling me people were very excited. I'm very happy. I don't feel honored like I'm a great teacher, but it shows me that people's good merits is opening up. Example, if I need to use this example, and I mean it with respect, I don't mean it as a joke. Look at Mr. Mao. Mr. Gao's like, raise your hand, Mr. Mao. Yeah, that's one. The one with nice hair. Look at Mr. Mao. Mr. Mao is a very successful businessman. He has a lovely wife. He has a family. He has everything. But he's dying for Dharma. And when there's a Dharma talk, he's there. You can't contact him. He doesn't give you his handphone. I don't know why. Maybe he works for the CIA, FBI, and KGB. I think he works for all three. He's a triple spy. So he doesn't give you his handphone ever. You can't get him. He gives you a cheap little lousy phone machine for his office that nobody picks up. Nobody. I don't think he has an office. I think it's just a table with a machine on there to pretend. Mao's Business and Associates. Doesn't pick up ever. But if there's a Dharma talk, Mr. Mao's here. He's a successful, good businessman. I don't know him very well. I just met him recently. But from observing his simplicity, I think he's quite all right. He could be there counting money. He could be at the bank. He could go over there play with his checkbook, torture his wife. You give me this, I give you that. I know he can do all kinds of things, but he's here. And he's excited for Dharma talks. Why? I'm sure he wasn't excited in the beginning. Oh, God, my leg hurt. This is boring. I can go have some baku day. Why sit over here? Boring. Fanatical. What's this Tibetan Lama all the time talking like this? Crazy. But when he listens more and more and more and more, he realizes it's true. Why? All of us are smart and intelligent. When we're told the truth and we understand and we transform, you know what that's called? A blessing. So when we come to the center and we make prayers and we kowtow to the Buddha, not to me, when we kowtow to the Buddha, it's a blessing. When we show respect to our parents, it's a blessing. When we have harmony in the family and we're honest to our husband and are honest to our wives, it's a blessing. You know why it's a blessing? because we have everybody in the family respect us. And when we make statues and when we make temples and we work for the Dharma, it is the highest charity. I'll tell you why it's the highest charity. Because it brings relief and happiness to people's minds. Please let me reiterate again. A person can be poor or a lot of food or no food. But if their mind is happy, they suffer less. A person can have a lot of food, a lot of money, and a lot of clothes and a big house. But their mind can suffer tremendously. What makes you suffer is your mind and your perspective. What makes you suffer is how you take things and how you look at things. Listening to Dharma gives you wisdom. Listening to Dharma gives you understanding. So that's why when we have holy items from lamas, we have holy stupas. You know, if we're very lucky, if we have a yard in our house, imagine if we can build a stupa. Because Tibetan tradition has Tibetan Thailand everywhere has a tradition of building stupas. Stupas can be 6 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, 13 feet on our house, and we can put thousands and thousands of Buddha tattvas inside and Buddha scriptures inside, and we encase it and bless it. And when we do something like that, even the birds and the environment in our house gets blessed. So if we build at the center, we build a temple or whatever. That's why in the future I very much want to get land for our center. I'm not going to pass it down to my kids. I don't have nothing. It's not for me, it's for the Malaysians here. That's why I want to get land. I want to build a retreat center where we can build beautiful stupas. My dream is to build a very big Zambala statue. Very big one. Zambala is the Buddha, the last one on the right there, next to Tara. Somebody go there and point at it. Mary, get up and point. You know, your finger a little joint deep. On that one. This one, Lord Zambala. I would love to build a very big Zambala statue outdoors on our retreat center. You know for what? I would like to dedicate that to Malaysia government and Malaysian ministers. Not one person in particular, because I've been very lucky to live here, and I'm having a very good life, and I'm very blessed. So I'd like to dedicate that to the Malaysian government's growth, health, happiness, and harmony, and the land, and no earthquakes, no more tsunamis. Well, anyway, Penang is not part of Malaysia, some weird island up there. We ignore that one. But some people ask me from America, you guys got tsunami? I said, no, that's not Malaysia. In your place, okay? I said, okay. They said, what's that? What's that? Renang or something? I said, I don't know. I said some island off of Thailand or I don't know, Indonesia. I don't know. It's not Malaysia. I said, it's not even connected one. I said, bridge don't count. So I said, no, Malaysia don't have any tsunami. I said, none. Just some weird thing in Penang. I don't know what. I tell my American friends, what's my point? I would love to make a big statue, huge one of the Lord Zambala, that put a lot of wealth face. You guys know what wealth faces is, right? You don't know, get the CD and listen. I want to put a lot of wealth faces and dedicate for Malaysians. For the beautiful Malay people here, for the beautiful Indian, beautiful Chinese, and beautiful whatever, and beautiful foreign Wailos living here, all everybody. I know I'm a foreign devil. And yes, I want to make a big Zambala dedicated to everybody here, and that will stabilize the country. Why? We need to bless the whole place. Why not? It's beautiful. We have a beautiful temple up there, beautiful retreat, beautiful place where we can meditate. And I want to have cells where people can go up there and do, 1 week, 2 week meditation retreats in the forest away. Hopefully it's cool. I hope I can get some place up in the mountains, cooling. Then you know why? I tell you why. Save on aircon. Don't need aircon and don't need pay for electricity. Natural aircon. Don't get me some land around here like Bomba or something so hot. Ayo, you start to see Bomba. No, don't get me somewhere around here, flat land was so hot. We sit there. What kind of retreat we sit like? I don't know what. And then some retreats like around there, you go, and then the sweat is dripping from your armpit. You're like, why like that? I want somewhere up in the mountain. I want someone to give me a retreat center. I want give me land. I got caught being greedy again. Never mind. I told you I slip sometimes, but forgive me. I have sinned. My name is Geraldine. So yeah, I want to land somewhere cooling up in the mountain with green trees. Why do I want trees? Because we're becoming like Singapore. Always see concrete. Everywhere, not so high, but concrete one. You want to go meditate in this kind of building, no windows, locked in, look, no windows. You guys think, like, what kind of retreat? Jail. I want up in the mountains where we can see the trees. In between retreats, we can go walk in the forest. We can walk around a Zambala garden, a Tara garden. Imagine that. Just walk around the forest. Beautiful in Malaysia. We don't have like that anything here yet. And we have beautiful Buddhas outside. trees, animals. And then we have a beautiful temple where we give Dharma teachings. And on special retreats, we can go up there and do retreats for a weekend. We can stay up there. We have our own dormitory. Isn't that nice? With toilets inside your room. Thank you. No, don't worry. They think, oh no, we have to collect leaves and poop outside. No. Rinpoche don't do leaves and poop outside anymore. They did that in India for years. Can you imagine running around India pooping in the forest with leaves? Ooh. Sometimes you don't find leaves. Sometimes leaves poke through. I know. I went through too much. Sometimes no leaf, you have to find bark. Tree bark. Sometimes no bark, rock. Sometimes no rock, you just shake it. Cannot, Malaysians cannot come on. We have nice retreat center with nice rooms and nice toilets, everything wonderful, fabulous there. So people come and do retreats, yes. I would love that. That'd be wonderful. But this we keep, of course. This I need to expand. You guys are so fat, what? You guys are so fat, they're getting bigger than they come. In a few months down, we're not going to fit anymore, I promise you. Definitely we're not going to fit. In any case, we need to expand. Why? Make it comfortable for people to receive Dharma. Why? Because Malaysians are spoiled. I'm waiting for you to throw the rock at me long. You don't want to sit over there all crowded, right? Look at you sitting next to each other, almost sitting on each other's lap. Imagine Geraldine sit on your lap. Imagine Mr. Singh sit on your lap. Oh my God. Imagine Crystal sit on your lap and chant. They'll be vibrating. So what's my point? Yes. We need to expand, we need to make it grow. And everybody needs to help. Everybody needs to get this is the highest charity. The highest charity is not helping me. The highest charity is helping Dharma to grow. Helping Dharma to grow, you bring reading to others. And this is the kind of Dharma I like to teach. I have read the scriptures extensively. And I bring you the type of Dharma in your language, in your thinking, in your example. So it can grow faster in your minds. And I don't encourage you to take refuge. I don't encourage you to convert. I don't encourage you to run around being a Buddhist. I encourage you to be good citizens of Malaysia and to keep your culture and to keep who you are. But come and listen to my Dharma talk because I'll show you how my Lord Buddha's principles. You don't have to run around saying, I'm a Buddha or I'm a Buddhist. What for? If you're a Buddhist and you run around, you're mean, you're not nice, you're bitchy, you're greedy, you drink all day, you run around with 500 women, you say you're Buddhist. No, thank you. Rinpoche's already doing that, so why I need you to help me? Don't need that. I'm already bitchy, difficult, and temperamental. When people ask me I'm Buddhist, I know I'm not Buddhist. I'm atheist. I don't want to embarrass Buddha. Every time I go in public, I see Buddha going, yes. So, a blessing is when in your previous life you've done something. And an environmental cause helps you to open that up. And when that opens up, something in you changes and you go toward the right direction. And when you go towards the right direction, you create harmony in your life, in yourself, in your family, in your precious wife and husband. Remember, our wife and husband are the ones that's going to be with us till we die. They're the most important person we need to make happy. Our wife and our husband are the most important people we need to make happy and to treasure and to love. And sometimes, with time, we get bored. Sometimes in time, we can't hug our husbands anymore because they're prosperous. Sometimes we grow apart. Sometimes we argue. Sometimes we become distant. We don't have harmony. We can't have that because it affects the kids. And the kids affect other people and affect other kids, and they'll live like that for many years. So what am I trying to say is, Dharma will help us. If you don't meet Dharma, you won't be bad people. But Dharma gives you a higher perspective. A blessing is when you hear something positive and it changes your mind and it leads it to the right direction. That is a blessing. A blessing is not simply getting 4D or finding a relationship. No. A blessing is when you change your mind to a higher purpose, higher goal. For example, when we're very impatient, we want this way, me. And we don't care how other people feel. And after Dharma talk, we calm down. Maybe next time we have an argument with our wife or husband, we let them win. Maybe we don't even have an argument. Maybe we become closer. Maybe people we have hurt. You need to pee-pee? Are you okay? You alright? You need to pee-pee? Why don't you get up, stand up, have a walk in the back, and you can relax your legs. People, you okay? Come, I'll give you a pair. You go walk for a while, your legs shaking, I think maybe painful. Mama very pretty. Mama very pretty. Very nice lady. what I was trying to say is, that is what Dharma is about. That is what Dharma is all about. And the more we listen to Dharma, the better people we become. Do you know why? Because we are good people and we just need a little bit of direction. We are good people. If you're not good people, you will not be here. I'm not giving a lecture on how to be rich or become slim or 10 steps to becoming fabulous. No. I'm giving you one step to become happy. Transform your mind. This talk has been focused on blessing. I will give many, many talks in the future. I will give many talks and I won't get into big philosophical debates and large philosophical texts and all this to you and perhaps lose your mind, you fall asleep. I will give it to you just like this. One, it's an advice form from a person who is not perfect, but who has studied a little bit more than you, and who can speak your language. And I know your culture. I've been here for 12 years. Very lucky to be here for 12 years. So I know your culture a little bit more than when I first came. I don't know it perfectly. It's a very big culture, very rich. I cannot be perfect in it, but I know more than when I first came. So I become like a Malaysian kind of Rinpoche. Maybe I can force myself to say the first reincarnation in Malaysia. If it gets me, ang pao wai na lah. Yes, and I'm the only reincarnation in Malaysia. For some reason, I have some affinity here. And I want to make the Dharma grow. I want to make what I'm explaining to people grow in respect to the law. And why not? If we can make families closer, more harmony, people happier, children respect their parents, and good citizens, why not? We're not a government group. We're a group that teaches kindness, compassion. That's what a blessing is. So, when a Lama has he or his assistants come around and put something on your head, inside contains many holy objects from very high monks, high Lamas. So usually at the end of the Dharma talk, if you've been lucky to hear the Dharma talk and you stay, you'll receive the blessing. Sometimes after you receive the blessing, listen carefully. Something bad will happen to you. You think, Papa, I was blessed. No, it is the voice, something bigger and worse that happened to you. Sometimes after a blessing, our mind becomes clear. Sometimes after a blessing, our heart becomes more open. Sometimes after a blessing, we understand things more and harmony comes. A blessing is to make you become better. So at every Dharma talk, this contains the holy ashes of my Guru, His Holiness Tsemtulku, one of the most elite Gurus. It contains the hair of His Eminence Cancer Rinpoche. It contains the robes of His Holiness Tridhara Rinpoche, Pablo Rinpoche, and the bones of Pablo Rinpoche. It also contains the robes of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It contains chakras made by Rinpoche's own hands and mantras written by him. It contains many, many holy objects, many holy items. So when this holy stupa is placed upon your head, then with reverence, you're not doing this to the person, to the stupa and the holy beings contained inside. To get a blessing, everybody needs a blessing. This is the Buddha of wisdom, merit, long life, and power. This is the goddess Tara in her supreme white form. So this one also contains many, many holy relics. Because I was told in my previous lives I used to pray to Tara a lot by many, many people, so I decided to have her around for people. So when Tara's, the beautiful goddess, Sita Chakra Tara Devi, we say in Sanskrit, Sita Chakra Tara Devi, the wish-fulfilling wheel of merit, life, and wisdom. This beautiful female Buddha is placed upon your head. Again, it's a lesson. I'll do that all the time at the end of teachings. So that what I've taught goes in and stays, and obstacles are cleared for you. And when these are placed on your head, you should recite the mantra, either Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra or Tara's mantra. If you know Lama Tsongkhapa's fabulous, you don't, it's very blessed. Very, very blessed. And if we have our own gurus, if we're very fortunate to have our own guru that cares and loves us, and we have a samaya, then we receive their hair, we receive their holy items, and we also put in the stupa and place it on our altar and make offerings. It blesses the whole family. Very, very much. Okay, any questions? Yes, Paris. What I tell you? We're going to have to run here with a microphone because you know what? I'm getting old. Nice earrings. And I know you're moving in such a way we can see your earrings better. She's our local question asker. She gets paid for asking questions and torturing me.
Okay, you were saying?
On.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't.
It's not on. Hello?
Okay.
Okay, you were saying that just having a stupa or a Buddha statue blesses even the birds and the animals around the area. So I take it that it would bless people who are averse to religion. Or
yes.
How does it do that? Just by seeing.
You have not been listening to our products class, have you? How does it bless people who are adverse to holy objects? You see, whether a person likes vitamin C or doesn't like vitamin C, if our mother forces us to take vitamin C, doesn't it have benefit? It does. So like that, a Buddha image itself does not depend on our belief for it to have power and to bless us. It itself has power because it is a Buddha. It itself exists on its own merits and exists on its own power. So whether we are adverse, we're neutral, or we like or we don't like, it blesses us because the energy of a Buddha is to bless, is to benefit, is to eliminate problems and difficulties. So by the power of the virtue of the object alone, it will bless us. If that is coupled along with faith and understanding its nature and understanding its function, then the blessing will be much, much more. Why? Let me explain. Because if we know its nature and we know how to perpetuate its blessing, the blessings will be instant. That means at that moment, something can happen to us. Whereas a person who is adverse or doesn't know about the blessings or doesn't understand, the blessings are planted in their mind to resurface or open up or germinate at a future time. So a person who sees it is adverse or doesn't understand, the seeds are planted and it will open at a future. A person who knows will immediately receive the blessings. Example, someone who's very angry. Someone who's very, very angry and they're very faithful to the Buddha. The minute you mention or you show them a Buddha statue, you say, don't act like that. Remember what the Buddha has taught us? Immediately the anger comes down. They have immediate benefits. Whereas the people who don't know nothing about the Buddha, they say, oh, what's that? Who cares? So in that way, it has immediate and long-term benefits. For people who have faith and who understand the blessings of a Buddha image, it has long-term benefit and immediate and short-term benefit. So to have a large Buddha image, for example, in our house, is very, very holy, very blessed. And it blesses our family, it blesses our neighborhood, our environment, it blesses our partners, it blesses our children, it blesses our parents, it blesses our future generations. Why? Whether we believe or we like or not, it itself has power. So its blessing is based upon its own power, its own nature, that's not dependent on us. Comprendi?
Yes, but how does it bless you? Is it on some kind of energy?
Oh, that's what I
level?
just said. It plants seeds in your mind.
But how? Just see it and it's
Okay,
planted in
yesterday, you learned a lot of things in school how to write, right? Where is it planted? How? Where is it? How?
Because somebody sat down and told me how to do it, but if you're just looking at it, or if you're an ant,
Okay, when you look at a very successful, wealthy writer and author, how does that person affect you? You know their background, and that's what you want to be. You want to be a successful writer, you want to be famous, you want people to kowtow to you, you want money, and when you see someone who's reached that level, and you go and listen to them, how does that affect you?
You're inspired.
How? Where?
But if you're an ant and you don't know anything, and you just...
Let's not talk about the ant. All beings have consciousness, and that consciousness is at that moment subjugated or under the influence of their current karmic body. So if they're under a certain karmic body and they cannot function or manifest the blessings, they will be able to at a future life. Example, if you being such an educated young lady who knows how to write, but I stick you in a cheap hotel, no electricity, no computer, in a little crappy typewriter, and no paper, and you got to type on toilet paper. How? It's not you at fault, it's the facilities you have. Similarly, sometimes if you take reincarnation as an ant, and you even go around the stupa, you will be blessed, meaning what? The power of the enlightened body, speech, and mind of the Buddha will be implanted in your consciousness for a future time to manifest. Example, I read in the sutras that during the time of the previous Buddha, Kukachanda, there was a stupa. On that stupa was a pathway where people have been circumambulating. There was many leaves that had fallen. On one leaf was an ant. It rained. It lifted up the leaf, and the leaf circumambulated by the power of the wind around that stupa. By circumambulating around that stupa, that ant planted very small seeds that in his next life, in his next life, in his next life, for the next few aeons, he did not receive any Dharma at all, nothing. But during the time of Buddha Shakyamuni, he was reborn. He received teachings from Buddha, and he became an arhat. Why? How small a seed is, it can grow. When you plant an apple tree that provides apples for years, in the beginning it was just a small seed. It needs to germinate, and it needs to grow by cultivation. So like that, even an ant can receive benefit from a stupa in your yard. Why? It is not by the power of the ant, it is by the power of the stupa. Similarly, skin cancer can be obtained if you lay out in the sun a lot, right? Whether you know about it or not, if you lay out there, is there a chance you'll get it? But you didn't know. How will you get it if you didn't know? Because the object itself can create that problem in you, which is the sun and UV lights. So like that, when you implant seeds in an ant, definitely it plants seeds, definitely it benefits them. But the benefit will not be immediate, and it will take a long time to manifest. That is why we don't want to practice the Dharma when we become an ant. We want to practice Dharma now while we have a good body with the opportunities and endowments of life. Okay? Does that answer your question? Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, you look great. She does, you look great.
I have another question.
Of course you have another question. When I tell you about $10 a question with Paris, when I tell you I warned you, I would have been rich by now. I would have been driving her car. Not that I want to anymore, but anyways.
It's about dedicating merits as a kind of blessing as well.
Say a little louder for me.
Dedicating our merits as a kind of blessing to our family or to people we love. Like, how does that work? Like, if they've got really bad karma, they're going to be reborn in a place that they have to live out that karma anyway. So how does it work if we say we dedicate our merits to help them have a better rebirth?
Very good question. On two levels again, immediate and long term. When we dedicate our merits for someone else, if we are new and we've just started, our dedication of merits doesn't have much power. But when we dedicate our merits for other people, we are in fact progressing in our spiritual practice where we destroy the self-grasping mind. Why? When we do something good, we always want to say, I want the benefit. I want the name, I want the face, I want the merit, I want the luck, I want everything good for me. Me. Give it to me, give it to my children, give it to my family. Me. So when we think like that, actually whatever we have done minimizes the dedication and blessings. Why? Blessings increase the mind that cherishes others. It doesn't increase. So when we do anything that increases the self-cherishing mind, the blessing is minimized. Why? That's not the way a blessing works. So what happens is when we do something good, example, we do some meditations or offerings or candle to the Buddha, and we dedicate it for others, and it's really from our heart. Actually, others don't get it. They don't get it. We actually get it, but we can't be sneaky and say, well, we dedicate it for others and we know we get it. Why? The more you think about others, the less you think about yourself. This process of transforming your mind for others to oneself is called Tonglin, or exchange of others for oneself. When you exchange others for oneself, when you exchange, then you purify your karma. You don't collect further negative karma. Why? You're reconditioning your mind to think about others and not yourself. So therefore, when you dedicate the merits to others, you in fact increase the merits to come back to yourself. It becomes much more powerful and more immediate, and it progresses your spiritual practice to become a bodhisattva. Why? Because a bodhisattva has beauty, immortality, control, no suffering, happiness, everything they have. Why? Because they have purified the negative karma not to receive it. How did they do that? By eliminating the self-cherishing mind. How do they do that? By thinking about others. So when we dedicate our merits for others, we are progressing and pushing our spiritual practice greater. What Buddha do you know is selfish? What Buddha do you know is not compassionate and not forgiving? What Buddha do you know doesn't have wisdom? Well, how do you think they become? How do you think the Buddhas obtain compassion, wisdom, and power? How? By practicing starting like us, one day at a time, one level at a time. How can red produce green? Red must produce red. How can evil, self-grasping mind that is selfish produce loving, open, accepting mind? Impossible. So therefore, Buddhas have compassion and skill. They have that. They have that because they have created that cause. So when we create that cause, we become a Buddha because we are going toward the direction of reaching that state of mind. So therefore, when we dedicate towards certain people and we dedicate towards others, actually they don't receive much. It's true. Because if they can receive much, then our parents don't have to do anything. We do everything for them. They can become a Buddha. But at the same time, because we have some kind of karmic affinity with them, we're connected for them. When we do prayers, we can affect something. Example, if your mother is supposed to have an accident, if your mother's supposed to have an accident, sorry, and you've been praying to Tara and you've been dedicating your merits to Tara for your mother to live long and to everything will be wonderful because we have to do that. And on that day, your mother asks you, well, we're going to go here, we're going to do this. But by the blessing of Tara, you lose your keys. And you can't go. And your mother's screaming away at you and jumping up and down and hellfire. But she doesn't have an accident. You have prolonged her life. You have helped your mother. You have served your mother. So when you dedicate something towards your mother and father, it helps them immediately and ultimately. Why? You will have more ability to help them. Let's put it this way. If you knew Dharma much, much more than you know now, you will be able to benefit your parents much more than you can now. The more you study the Dharma, the more you practice Dharma, the more you understand the Dharma, the more power, wisdom, and knowledge you will have to transform, change, and educate the people around you. Very simple. So when we dedicate towards our parents, we also create a karmic affinity that in this life, we will be able to offer the Dharma to our parents with respect. Or, if not in this life, in the future, we will meet them again and offer them the Dharma. That's why in Buddhist dedication we say, may we benefit all mother sentient beings. Because all beings have been our mother and been very kind to us. So it's our hopes that in the future we will meet them again and teach them the Dharma. Why? Just giving our mother food and clothes is very, very nice, but it's not enough to relieve them from suffering. And what about our mother's next life? And her next life? And her next life? Don't we love her? Aren't we afraid that our mother... You say, but my mother was a very good woman in this life. Yes, she was. But will she have the same situation in her next and next? And how about her previous life, what she has done? We don't know. And that's with respect. So when we do practices well, and we really love our mother, if we love our mother, and we're not using our mother, we will do Dharma practice. And when we do Dharma practice, we dedicate it towards them. We create a karmic affinity to be able to offer the Dharma to them in the future, to dispel their ignorance, and we'll be able to avert different disasters that might harm them coming from our side. And when we dedicate towards them, there is the power to bless them by the power of the Buddha, because we bring the attention of the Buddha to them, and we're putting energy there. And in the future life, we will meet them again and again in positive circumstances to serve them and to help them. And therefore, in this life and future lives, may I meet all mother sentient beings and expound the Dharma to them and help them. And Buddha showed us the example that after he became enlightened, when his mother Maya Devi passed away, he ascended to Shita heaven to give her teachings. And the day of his descent is a very, very joyous day. We call it Pabak Puchin in Tibetan. It is a day where Lord Buddha descended from Tushita, from teaching his mother, the Dharma, to repay her kindness. So we can benefit our parents directly and indirectly. And if we make statues to our parents, if we make huge statues and dedicate it to our parents, and we make prayers every single day, what we're doing is we're creating an affinity that they will receive the Dharma somehow via or in connection to us in the future. Definitely. Because what you pray for is what you get. You understand that? Any questions? Yes, yes, madam.
Yeah. I would like to know, I only come to know lately that any statue, Buddha statue, you all stuff mantras and gold and jewelry inside. Whereas former days, they have statue which is fully made of stone or whatever, and they don't put all those stuff. What's the difference? Why they need to put that? You mean those that they don't have the mantras and all that is not powerful, they cannot protect? What's the difference? Why they have to do that?
Good question. There is no difference from the side of the viewer. From the side of the viewer, from the side of the person going to make offerings to the Buddhas, there's no difference at all. A Buddha is a Buddha. But we are in a situation where we are stuck in samsara, and we need to leave samsara. And to leave suffering or to leave samsara, how to leave? Leave doesn't mean physical leave. It means that samsara doesn't affect us anymore. For that to happen, we need to go through a process of purifying the negative karma and its imprints in our previous lives. And we need to collect merit and plant imprints for now and for our future lives. So when we have a statue and it's hollow, it's not more holy than a statue that is solid and not hollow. It is much more beneficial. Why? Because if you put many statues, for example, in Lama Tsongkhapa's statue, we will be putting many sutras, many prayers, many small images. Even we can microfiche in Tibet, we don't have that, but we can microfiche small images of Lama Tsongkhapa, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, and we can put it inside. When we prostrate to that image of Lama Tsongkhapa, it will be equivalent to prostrating to 100,000 Lama Tsongkhapas. So when we don't have anything inside, it's solid, it's just as blessed, it's just as wonderful. But it will be more to our shoppers' Malaysian delight if by having one statue, when we pray or we prostrate, it will be equivalent to offering 100,000 prostrations. So what is that? It's a buy one, get $100,000 free scheme for you Malaysians. And if inside you put wealth vases, precious wealth vases stabilize wealth, increase wealth. If you put wealth vases inside and the rituals are done, and you put certain mantras inside. Example, listen to me carefully. If you live in a house that has a lot of disharmony, fighting with respect, you can put special types of prayers and sutras inside images that harmonizes the place. Why? Those sutras have the power to neutralize disharmony. If you live in an area where you actually have 4 family members, but there's 10 things living in your house, and they're always touching you, tickling you, pushing you, waking you up, and you always see them running around the house, and it's not mommy, daddy, or your brothers and sisters, it's something else living there. So if you're living in a place that has spirits and that's very violent or not clean, then you can, instead of putting disharmony, you can put other sutras inside that has to do with dispelling or blessing or purifying the environment. So when you put that inside your Lama Tsongkhapa, you bring it to your house. It dispels that energy. Why? You may look at it like a piece of paper, but when those things, your extended family members, see them, they will run. They will be scared. So the difference between a hollow statue and a full statue is not how holy or how effective. It's that you can collect more merits. So if you have a solid statue of Lama Tsongkhapa, it's fine. For me, I'd rather have it solid because I'm lazy. But for smart people, they rather have it hollow so they can put a lot of mantras in. They go shopping at KMT, which are mystical treasures, or Zambala mystical treasures. I love this microphone, it's driving me nuts. Kachara Paradise. Or you can go on online store, kachara.com, and you can order all these wonderful things to put inside your statues and dedicate. Or, I dedicate this to my grandfather. I dedicate this to my grandmother. I dedicate this to my mother. I dedicate this to my teacher. Maybe you have a lot of people you want to dedicate to, so you can get one each and put it inside. And it has benefits. Why? You're dedicating a holy image to someone who's been very kind to you. So it has not more benefits on the side of blessing, but on the side of collecting merits. And the image is not holy or unholy, it has something inside or not. It's more collecting merits. Do you understand that, madam? Okay, good. Yes, go ahead. Better give the microphone. We're going to call you Paris Jr. Isn't this nice, this interaction?
I would like to know, why is it the Holy Lama Mala that is so powerful? You know, instead of giving it free as a blessing to whoever needs it, why do they demand such a high price to be bought?
Oh, that's a very good question. Because places like Malaysia are not geared toward the support of Buddhism and its growth. Buddhism here does not collect money. Buddhism doesn't require 15% from your salary. Buddhism doesn't demand you to give money. Buddhism is on the basis of begging, and Buddha started that. And so, many people, when you beg, they give very little. How do you sustain such a place? How do you make a place comfortable? How do you give? Because we're not in a culture of giving and supporting Dharma. Whereas if you go to a place like Taiwan, wow, you just name Dharma, you say Buddha, you say monk, they immediately give. Even the poorest give. If you go to Tibet, the minute you mention Lama, they see saffron robes, they give immediately. Because here there's not a culture of that to support yet. So therefore it's much harder for Buddhist institutions here to gain support, to gain money, to gain donations, to gain help. Because you have to deal with sponsors, you have to deal with people, you have to deal with their lives, their funding, how much they have. It's a lot of effort to raise funds. A lot. And some more. Very few people will give and not want something back. Very few will just give. So what happens is, Buddhist organizations around here have been forced into a position in order to survive, literally, to donate and auction off high lamas things to support. And that's a shame. It's a shame for the public. It's a shame for the people who claim they want Dharma. It's a shame for people who walk into the Dharma center and do nothing to help it and to make it grow. They just walk in and sit down and say, I want the Dharma and I'm holy and I chant. Because they have done nothing to help it. They do nothing to help it. So when they do nothing to help it and they come in, they demand all the rights of people who've done so much work, how will it survive? So in order for Buddhism to survive, it has to reach that level where, in a country where they're not so sure on how to make it survive, things like that are done. And it's not good for the public, it's not good for image, it's not good for anyone, that's correct. But what other ways will it survive? In Tibet, sponsors and patrons will come and just donate. India, Tibet, Nepal, China, Taiwan, all these, they just come and they give land. They don't demand the Lama to give this. They don't demand the blessing. They don't want this or want that. They know the benefits of Dharma. They know it helps. So they don't demand. They don't even demand to see the Lama. They just said, I will donate because they know it's good. I donate in the name of my beautiful mother. And donate in the name of my beautiful son. Whatever. They just donate and they give. And when they give, the Buddhist organizations can grow because it's easier. How do you expect Dharma to grow with no money? It cannot. So the only thing they have is the precious items from their lamas. So in these countries, such as Taiwan and Tibet and China and all these places, where actually sponsors give precious items, like money to help the Dharma grow, the lamas and the people remember their kindness, and they ask the lamas to give something holy to them, to bless them. Here, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen. Here, we have tables for our Tsok people to use. Even that one, we ask them to pay $50 a month. Please add to our temple. They say no. They say we can't afford. We don't want. Even $50 a month cannot. Even $25 a month cannot. They make it very difficult for the temple to survive. So, no choice in order to pay the bills, in order to sustain until sponsorship does come. But eventually sponsorship will come. If you do well and correct. Then you have to donate and auction off these holy items, which, sad to say, should not be. It's not bad karma, but it reflects the public. Alright? Yeah. So they're very high prices. Do you know why? Another reason is some lamas have kept their malas for 10 years and they use it every single day. Imagine just getting one piece. It's worth much more than $5,000. I know one lama, he has recently passed away. His name is Jolenpa Genji Maruchi. He did his studies in Ganden Monastery. Listen carefully, it's very beautiful. He did his studies in Ganden Monastery. And just before he graduated and finished, he ran away. He split and disappeared to Bhutan. We never heard from him again. Do you know that he went to the darkest and deepest forests of Bhutan, away from the capital of Tulku, and he engaged in meditation? Do you know his hut is the size of a bed? So it's about this size of my throne and the table, slightly longer, where he can just lay down. There's some space in between. He has a picture of the Dalai Lama and Lama Tsongkhapa there, a tanka. Just one tanka, a painting of Lama Tsongkhapa. And he has a bed, and he has meditation and his text. That's it. That's it. And he has to walk to the river every day to get water, to meditate, to cook up his things with fire. And he stayed there in the forest. Do you know that he was in the forest for 15 years meditating, this great Tibetan Lama? What happened was, some villagers of Bhutan happened upon him by accident. And they had some problems and difficulties. And they asked Gyaltsen Rinpoche to bless them. Do you know when Gyaltsen Rinpoche blessed them, he has a pipe, a long pipe, because he's not allowed to touch women. He blew on the person's disease healed. His fame grew. You know what happened? More villagers came, and that's not what he wanted. In fact, he wanted to stay away to complete his meditation. In fact, he became so famous that the Queen of Bhutan and the Princess of Bhutan built a road from the capital of Thimphu all the way into the forest, which did not make him happy. And then hundreds of visitors every day. And then he collected all these donations money, which he doesn't care. And every time someone was going down to India, he would take all these money and ask them to donate to Dalai Lama. He says, I'm a monk, I don't need, because I'm not going to build a temple. So all this money was sent to Dalai Lama and sent down to Ganden Monastery. He also sent a lot of money down to Ganden Monastery from his donations. A lot. And so the Dalai Lama himself sent instructions for him to go back to Ganden Monastery. So he went, he says there are people who have shown the power of meditation. You go down there and show them, inspire them. So he went down to Ganden Monastery and he built a house behind me, while his students built a house behind me, right behind. You know, you see where that pillar is? From that pillar to where I am is the distance of his house. And I became very close with him because I used to joke and play with him and go there and, you know, and wreak havoc. I would say all kinds of things and tease him to death. He loved it. He thought it was funny. You have to understand, busloads of people came every single day from all over, even local Indian people, to receive his blessings. I saw with my own eyes people would be carried in, paralyzed, to his shack and carried in for a few weeks, and then after a few weeks of him blessing them, blowing his mantra on them, they will walk out. I saw it. Not once, not twice, many times. I saw one time the Indian villagers there, they're very beautiful people, Indian people there, came out and requested him to please make the rains fall because the rains were out of season and the crops will die. You understand, over there it's crops, you know. It is crops. You don't have crops, you starve. Literally. They assist him outside. He has a pipe. He did his mantra. He blew it in the air. I was in the window looking. He blew in the air. Within a half hour, it rained. I saw. And not once, not twice. Many times. So if anybody tells me the power of mantra or the power doesn't work, I will never believe you. Never. Because I live in the holy Ganden Monastery, which I will be visiting very soon, and I'll invite all of you to visit me, to join me. I'll invite you. The ones who are lucky, who have luck, who are fortunate, and who love your parents, and who love your children, who wants to create merit for your lineage, you come with me and make offerings there with me to the Holy Sangha of 3,000 monks. Those of you who are too busy, itchy backside, don't have time, no problem. When I sit on the left-hand side of Buddha, I'll be waving at you. So it's going to be a difficult journey, not hard, but if you're smart, nothing comes without difficulty. So what happens is that this Holy Lama has a mala. He's been using for 15 years. He has used it so much that there's an imprint in his finger, indented in of his mala. His name is Gyaltsen Rinpoche. His divinations are clairvoyance. He tells you upon sight. He's done it to me many, many times. Many times. I was shocked. Alright? And his main practice is Lama Tsongkhapa, he told me, and Yamataka. He told me directly. I said, excuse me, because I wanted to learn the secret. What mantra do you do to stop the weather? I thought he wouldn't tell me because it's a secreto. He said to me, Yamataka. I was like, but I can Yamataka. Why can't I do that? I was outside when everybody went to sleep. I was like, no rain, nothing. I did it in the dark. so I don't lose face. I blew all over the place. Nothing came down. And this High Lama can stop the rain too. I've seen it. And you know, he's an old gentle monk. I've seen people, because I used to tell me to sit around with him and joke with him. He likes me. On his court gesture, I used to sit there and make all kinds of jokes and tell him stories for hours. If nobody's going to say, stay here, he'd laugh and laugh. And his attendants tell me, you're funny, huh? He usually doesn't like people gossip and play with him. He's very serious. He said he liked you. I said, of course he likes me. I was his court jester. In any case, I saw a lady possessed, screaming and jumping. I saw it. I was sitting there. I didn't want to touch me because I didn't want what I was inside jump to me. Then how I lose face, Rinpoche got possession of. Do you know, Genima shouted at that thing and said, who are you? You go away. And he blew his mantra on it. The lady collapsed. No, I saw many times. I know the power of Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra. So he was doing that mala 15 years. 15 years in the forest. That's all he had. Do you know, in Tibetan tradition, a Lama has no attachments. If you have a purpose for the mala, you can ask for it. If you don't have purpose, you're just greedy, don't ask. So what I did was, I thought I could use this mala to give to people in the future. This is what I thought. I thought in the future I'll build temples and centers, and I need to give it to special sponsors. So I better have it for that, because nobody's going to want my mala, I was thinking. So I went up to him. The tradition is you make one mala exactly the same as his, new, and you ask for his old one. So I went there with a kata, and I asked them, I made sure the attendants were gone. And they were. I said, Genima Rinpoche, may I have your mala? He says, this? I said, yeah. He says, here. I said, here, I'll offer you a new one. I grabbed it. I put it in a kata, I grabbed it, I left, I ran. I'm not kidding, I ran, I put it in the safe. And I have it with me now. And then I gave him a new one, and I let him use it for another year. I grabbed that one too. Yeah, I have it. Do you know why? People there can bless these things, and they can bless themselves. People here like us, we can't have these things. We don't have the power to bless so much. So if it has people here, and if people are going to give you, so much money, and they're going to help you grow, they're very kind. They're very generous. What do I have to offer back as a monk? My Dharma talk and blessings of holy lamas. What do I have to give? I have nothing. I have nothing about you. So I collected these things to give away. I have the cloth with the Dalai Lama that I can cut to give people. And Khyentse Rinpoche did a 3-year, 3-month, 3-day retreat of Lord Yamatapa. He did 100 million mantras on his mala. 100 million. I went up there, I gave him a new mala, and I grabbed this. I didn't even ask him if I can have it. I said, here, got your new mala, you don't want that one. He said, I grabbed it. I got that one. And that mala is falling apart because he uses so much, it's like raining. So what I did is so precious to me. I took one bead and I crushed it. And I distributed it to different people to put inside the stupa, and I marked it. And on top of that, when Khyentse Rinpoche cut his holy hair, he's been a monk for 60 years. I grabbed his hair. Oh yes, I have these things. I have very precious things to offer people in the future. But who should I offer it to? I'm so sorry, with no offense. People who just waltz in and don't want to put any effort, don't want to help, don't want to put anything for anybody. They just think of themselves, me. I will give them things. I'll give them whatever I have, but these beads are limited. So people who work so hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and they donate or they help, or not even just money, time and energy, I will pass it on to those people. And I left a few to the outlets. Not a lot. You can ask those outlet people, 5 or 10 pieces, I don't remember what, that they're allowed to sell to raise funds to support the outlets, because our outlets do not make money. And they have to pay their bills. They're very hard to pay those bills. And I've opened those outlets in order to spread the Dharma to people, to spread the knowledge of Dharma. So those outlets make very little money. If we buy a statue for $10 and we sell it for $15, you think we can buy another statue with that? No. We make 1/3 or half what it is, and we can't buy. So when we run out of statues and we get the profit, what are we going to put in there? What? People don't understand the practical side. They just walk in, they say, oh, the center is beautiful, wonderful. Why do you want donations? Why do you want money? Why? So when I get those statues from India, from Tibet, Nepal, I go there myself. I pick it out myself. It's a lot of hard work because I want people to have quality. So when those statues cost $6 and we sell it we definitely cannot sell at 100%. And then you sell it at $7 or $8, people still want discount. It's a Buddha statue, don't ask for discount. You're degrading it. And on top of that, when you sell it and you make $3, what do you do with the $3? What do you do? You pay your rental, and how do you buy your next statue? So no choice, have to auction off these holy items in order to support and sustain. Until a very virtuous, kind, and generous person comes and says, I like your work, and I will donate to help you. You do not need to struggle. You do not need to beg. You do not need to auction off your things. You do not need to degrade yourself. I will support you. Every single Lama, every single monk, every single teacher in the world have sponsors. The more sponsors they have, the more the Lama can do. If you go to Taiwan, you see the sponsors that those great monks have. Huge. And they can do huge work. What is a monk going to do with the money? What is the monk going to do with the sponsorship? Except to promote Dharma in one way or another. And also give to his flock, to take care of the people in his group that cannot take care of themselves for whatever reasons. So it's become like that, yes. Unfortunately. So from Kensei Rinpoche, I have holy beads, 2 sets. From His Eminence, Gengyama Rinpoche, I have 2 sets. And I know it's a little silly. I've done many retreats for the last 10 years before I came to Malaysia. Many I was put into. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions. And I had my mala that is worn down and used. It's dark and it's light on inside from use. And I offered that up for auction also. Why? Let me tell you why. To raise funds, to build a retreat center, to raise funds, to pay off the bills, to raise funds, to hope for sponsors to come in so that in the future it can sustain itself. That's why. So there are high prices. I want to expand. I want to expand. And anything that I have, a nice car, nice house, anything that I have, it is donated, offered to me by generous and kind people who want me to represent Dharma well, who want me to look correctly for the Dharma. If I'm supposed to be a high Lama, I have to look the part. Whether I'm interested or not, I have to look the part. I have to look representative. So I have no choice. So we do these things not because we like to, or I like to, oh no. You see, I give away more statues than I sell. Sometimes I get $40,000, $50,000 donation from someone, sometimes. And I buy all the statues, I give it away. People who know me here for over 10 years, they've seen me give away statues many, many, many times. Many times. I give away statues and tankas and gifts. I give away things that you would never imagine. I give $200,000 to $300,000 worth of things away as gifts to people. A year. Where does that come from? It comes from generous people who give me angpaos that said, we like your work, help people. That's how much I give away. All the time. The more I have, the more I give, because what I have is enough. What I have is more than enough. So if you want to make Dharma grow, you help. If you see us selling beads and all that, it is raising funds to make the Dharma grow. And I say that to you with respect. So I have very precious beads from real lamas. Lamas who glow in the sky and they can make things move. Not from lamas who glow until they're blue and the only thing that moves is their wind. Any more questions? Yes. Of course you can. That's a very good question. If you have a pet that's sick, if you have a friend that's not well, if you recite Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra and you blow on them, it will help them to get better. You and I are exactly the same. We don't have power, but if you and I pray to Lama Tsongkhapa and recite his mantra and we blow on someone, it will definitely help them. So yes, we can bless people by the power of Lama Tsongkhapa. You understand that? Very good question. What a nice young fella who has interesting questions. So patient, huh? You make your mother very proud. Yes, sir.
Just now the madam said that in the whole, what's different does it make it big or small?
Oh.
Is this the same?
What difference does it make if your bank account is big or small? As long as you can pay your bill. If your bill every month is about $3,000, oh no, have a seat. If your bill every day is about $3,000 overhead and you make $3,000, what's the difference? If you make $10,000, $1 million, $2 million, what's the difference? The bigger the statue, the more benefit. It is said that every single atom contained in the statue is the amount of merit you make every single day that the statue exists. So the bigger the statue, the more benefit. And if it's in a temple or in a Dharma center, if the statue is bigger, more people can see, more people can enjoy, it can fill up the room bigger, and more people can view, it blesses more people. And also, the more materials you put into the statue to make it that big is how much expenditure you have used. That expenditure is very, very much. So the expenditure you put in is how much you could have used for something else, but you didn't. You sacrificed and put towards the image that collects you merit also. Why? It takes you away from me to give to others. Okay? Questions? Whatever altar we make, whatever offerings we make at whatever altar doesn't make a difference. If it's our personal Lama's altar, there's a double purpose. We also help our Lama, due to his busy schedule, to maintain his altar and make offerings to collect merit for the organization. And at the same time, we collect merit for ourselves. If we don't have the fortune to make offerings for our Lama's altar directly, if we make offerings anywhere and think that the offering we're making to is one with our Lama, the merit is exactly the same. But yes?
When the stupa is placed on your head, does it activate our chakras in the body?
Which chakra?
The 7 chakras in our
The
body.
head chakra.
The 7 chakras in our body.
If you make your mind focus on bodhicitta, bodhicitta is an altruistic motivation to be a benefit to others, free of benefiting oneself. If you think like that and it's placed on your head, yes, the chakra of compassion will be activated. Yes. Questions? Yes, sir. I'm the star here. If you take tension away from me again, I'm going to hit you over the head and bless you with the stupala. I'm the star here, you little monster. I forgot my question. You're embarrassing your mother. Any more questions before we end? Any more questions before we end? Can we do a dedication? Yes, Ija. Oh. Male and female energy is not male or female. It is a label that we put on in order to identify the energies we have in our body. One is more softer. One is more gentler. The other seems more rough and more hard. Therefore, this rough and more hard energy we call male. This more softer energy we call female. Males use more method, use more body language to get things done. Females are not physically as strong, but mentally equal. So they use ways to get things done, methods and ideas. So this method and idea is related to wisdom, because Buddhas who emanate in wisdom form, Buddhas who emanate in female form, we associate with wisdom or female energy because females use more thinking energy to get things done. Males use more physical energy. That is not a rule that pervades, but that is something that is just identification of energies. Identification. So male energy has to do with compassion and method. It has to do with day. It has to do with sun. It has to do with more force. Female energy is just as powerful, equal, but it has to do with the moon. It has to do with the night. It has to do with wisdom. It has to do with gentler energies. But one cannot be without the other. Both are in all of us. All men and all women have equal male and female energies. It's what manifests more according to their body. So if they reincarnated as a male, the male for most people, the male energy will come out more, The female energy is there but latent. And the same for women. The female energy is more stronger, but the male energy is latent there. So when we do tantra practice, such as Hiruka, Vajrayini, Kuya Samatya, Kala Chakra, we activate both energies to become enlightened. So we have two wings instead of one. Okay? That's a little more subtle. We have to talk about that during tantra class. Questions? Okay, good. I've had a tremendous, it's 7 o'clock, quite early. Not bad. For me, it's quite early, trust me. It's only 2.5 hours, not bad. I usually go on for 8, 9 hours. What are you laughing at, Susan? You want me to choke you with your choker? Susan knows, she's like, yes. Isn't it early, Susan? Tell him. It's very early. When I say it's over, Susan's like, anybody who's been with me for a year or so, they'll know. I've enjoyed tremendously offering the Holy Dharma to all of you. Today's subject is called blessings. What are blessings? How are blessings? What are they about? In the future, I will explain more and more teachings, and I will get a schedule out with the liaison of Vichara House, because they've gotten a great calendar out, fabulous. And I will give you set dates where I give teachings, maybe once a month or something like. Don't hold that to me. I'll give you set teachings where you know I'll come and actually give teachings, all right? And in between, during Miksama and Manjushri, I do sneak in. And whoever is here, well, I give a talk to them. Whoever is not, too bad. All right, so, and then in the near future, I'll be giving a series of teachings on how to do retreat on Tara, without commitment, without taking vows, without taking initiation, and elaboracy. I will teach you how to propitiate and pray to the goddess Tara, and then we'll have small retreats here for 2-3 days at a time, not too long because everybody's very busy, where for 2-3 days they can gather at the center here for free and do the ritual and do the prayers and do the dedications to Tara. And that one I would like all of you to dedicate to your parents, whether they are alive, and I'm sorry if they're dead. All right? Then I also teach you how to do rituals and retreats on Lord Sambala, the Buddha of wealth. And then I will also teach you how to do rituals and pujas on Lama Tsongkhapa, which I've given before, but I'll give again more in short form. And then I'll also give you rituals and teachings and rituals and prayers to our holy protector, etc., which is in that room. How to activate protector energy, how to do protector practice, how to get protection, how to bless people, how to bless our environment, how to bless our house, how to bless everything around us through the practice of protector practice. Because you know what? Nobody can have their mail in order lama. You know, you write into Tibet, they send you a Rinpoche and bless your house. Not possible. So I will teach you how to do that. I'll teach you how to bless your house, how to bless your environment, what to do. And then we'll do a retreat on Setra. There are people now doing retreats already, and they've been doing it consistently. Normal people just like all of you. And then my next class will be on the teachings of how to offer mandalas, the benefits of mandalas, how to do mandala offerings. Why? Because in Tara practices, we need the mandala. So I'll give you a set of teachings. The liaisons will let you know the dates, will let you know the time, and will let you know the requirements. Also, in between this, in the holy monastery of Ganden with 3,000 monks in South India. South India is 5.5 hours away from here. And I will be going there personally. I haven't been there in a few years. And we'll be making offerings on behalf of the Chara House of one Manjushri statue, slightly bigger than this, to each single monk in Ganden Monastery. And also one set of robes. So a top robe, the bottom robe, and also this robe. This is called a Zen. So it's Shanta, Dönpa, and Zen. We'll be going there offering one robe to every single monk. Wow. And in the main protector hall, in the main prayer hall of Ganden, where the Dalai Lama actually comes and sits and gives discourses and teachings to thousands of people, we have already changed the floor because they had a very bad flooring. We changed the floor completely to green, granite? Green marble to the whole thing, and the monks have already finished the flooring. They've done it for the main temple. This is my mother monastery there. The main temple there, the whole floor has been done, and many Malaysians have gone there and seen already. So the whole floor has been done over. The robes for the monks are done. They're done, aren't they? The robes of the monks are done, and also the statues are complete. The statues are complete. Now we'll be making a date, and we'll be fixing up logistics. I will be appointing a person very soon to order tickets, hotels, arrangements. It'll be very cheap because it's only for 3-4 days. We just fly there, make offerings, and fly back. So it's going to be a great experience because we fly from here to Bangalore,
From Bangalore, most likely we take a very comfortable day train, and we arrive in Hubli. And in Hubli, we will stay in a hotel. And the next morning, we get up early, and we take a taxi or a bus, whatever, to Ganden Monastery itself. The monastery of Lama Tsongkhapa with 3,000 monks. And we'll go on top of the prayer room, and we'll watch the monks assemble. Wow. And they will do prayers and chantings for all of us. And then during that process, we'll have breakfast with the monks, and then we'll go downstairs, and all of us will prostrate to the abbot of the monastery, the head monk, and also we'll offer dana of robes, Manjushri statue to them. Also officially announce Kichara House has offered the floor for the monks. And then that will be the start of our raising funds for the monastery there. And why do I support it? To support an institute where we can educate more monks in the Dharma so that they can spread the Dharma. To have a beautiful temple is wonderful, but to have a temple with no one to teach is almost useless. So this institution of Ganden is 600 years old, relocated from Tibet here in South India by Lama Tsongkhapa, and my gurus and masters are all there. And I support them because it is the last Buddhist university in the world. And if we educate and we keep the monks going and we educate them, there will be many more monks in the future to travel into the world to teach Dharma as you have received today. If it wasn't for Ganden Monastery, I would be not here teaching or explaining anything to any of you. So to build a temple is wonderful, but it's better to build a monk. So I support them to build, to make sure the Dharma grows. So I will be personally going there. I'm sure a lot of people will be going with us. I will be appointing a person. Leave your emails, leave your SMSs, and leave your contacts here with our liaisons. If you're not sure who our liaisons are, go on our website, kicharahouse.com, and you can see the names and the contact number of all of our liaisons on there. And our website will be in Chinese. Is it in Chinese? It is in Chinese also. So you can look at our website in Chinese or in English to look for the liaisons. And the liaisons are very kind. They are the ones personally appointed by myself with my letter of approval and seal authorized by the Ganden Monastery. And they have taken the letters and put it on their heads and done their job very well. So it's because of the liaison's kindness. You see the outlets growing. You see the buntings manifesting. You see the center expanding. You see more and more students coming. You see the CDs selling. You see everything in our organization growing and expanding because of the dedication of our liaisons and the hard work of them finding funding, finding help, all of that. And we will grow more and more when people are dedicated. The room will expand, the people will expand, it'll grow much, 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 much more due to the dedication of the people who commit, promise, and they deliver what they say. To them, you are practicing Dharma. To them. So, I will be going to Ganden in the very near future. The time will be set by conditions of airplane and travel and all that. So you guys be alert. They will let you know the pricing, they'll let you know everything. There is no profit. It is strictly for travel purposes. And when we arrive in Ganden Monastery, none of you have to pay for food. The monks themselves will offer you bread and tea, exactly what they drink. They're very, very kind. And by the way, the monks themselves cook everything themselves to save money. So you'll be very fortunate, those of you who can make it with me, to experience a real Tibetan monastery, real pujas, real dana offerings, and what we're working for, and where I come from, and what's the purpose of Kichara House. Kichara House is Ganden's branch. Alright? So have I missed anything out? Anything? Nothing, right? Yeah, so that's what's happening in the near future, very near future. Look for your emails. If you don't have emails, you don't check, it's not active, you don't know, I'm so sorry. Don't tell me. You run to KLIA and say, but I didn't know. I'll be sitting there doing my mantra. You know, I'm kind of evil. So then I haven't been there for a while. And then, wait a minute. And when I go to Ganden Monastery, you will see how they treat a Rinpoche. That's right. You will see what a superstar I am and what a god I am. Here I'm just a hawker boy. Just make banana fritters and sell here to people. There I'm a god. They will treat me. They're gonna kiss my feet. No, not everyone. So there you'll learn. Watch, learn, write notes, and come back here. I want to be treated the same. So that's Ganden. The offerings we're going to do there. And all the money for the robes, all the money for the statues, all the money for the floor has been raised. I don't need anything from you for that. Everything. Now, not only that, but what I need from you is to put our energies together to expand this center. I want to get more space. I want to make it bigger. We're going to need it in the near future. I need another lot here. That's one. The second thing is I need to build a retreat center here. I need land, and I need resources, and I need people. I will get it together. It will manifest. So if you want to benefit people, help me on that. Because when I die, I ain't going to take it with me. Don't worry. If the pharaohs of Egypt couldn't take their pyramids, Rinpoche can't take it to our house, so don't worry about it. It's all for the Malaysians. So instead of channeling money over to India and helping the monasteries alone, I want to channel it here to Malaysia and build something here in Malaysia so that the local people come here. The local people will fly in. I always go down there, they say, are you Malaysian? I said, yes. They go, oh. So what I do now is I always tell them, I'm from Malaysia. We'll have all of them crossed over here. Oh, just kidding. I become Malaysian. They're not evil. And we'll have all those people from Hong Kong, the snooty Hong Kongs, oh, we got one here. I'm from Hong Kong. Shoved on my foot. And then one of these snooty people, like that lady over there, I'm from Bangkok, Thailand. Oh, go back. And then you have all types of weirdos here. Well, let me see. Where's our guilo, our token guilo? Hello? Where? Oh, the guilo there in the sunroom. See him? The one with white skin and yellow eyes. The red hair still got on guilo here. Let me see what else. What other foreigners do we have here? We got the Taiwanese there. Raise your hand, Taiwan. Look. Yeah. I'm from Taiwan and I'm rich. We got someone richer. Her name is Dan Da Chen. So we got people here from Tibet. Raise your hand, Mr. Tibet. Yeah, he's from Tibet. He's a real Tibetan. No, they all don't look like that. Some of them look like me. Now we got all kinds of weirdos here. We got Nepalese here. Where's our Nepalese friends? There. There's KB from Nepal. Yes, I'm from Kathmandu, and all your statues come from our country, so be nice to me. I'm like, evil. So we have all time. And don't forget, we have Geraldine. She's from Bangsar. Yeah, Geraldine's from Bangsar. That's right. Okay, so the next set of teaching I'll give is mandalas. After that will be Tara, and after that we'll do Setra. So I'm going to teach you all that. Some of you who are really not here, not hanging out in your house, counting your money, you really can't make it, get the CD. If you can make it, it's better. Why? The difference from listening directly and indirectly is you get the oral transmission from the Lama, the oral blessing. If you listen on tape, it's okay. It's just the instruction, not the blessing. Okay, so there's a big difference. And it's been a great pleasure, and I've enjoyed it very much. And let's dedicate our merits for the growth and happiness of everyone here, and growth and merits of Malaysia, and that we can affect all the countries around us. May we become a powerful force in the southern region to be a benefit to many beings. Today's teaching received on blessings, let it become a real blessing. Let it become a real blessing. Where there is no Dharma, let there be the Dharma. Where there is Dharma, let it become stronger. Where there is a misunderstanding of Dharma, let it become clear. May all beings everywhere, plagued by suffering of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored by finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the hopeless find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all the medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments, whatever diseases there are in the world. May they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid. May those bound be free. May the powerless find power, and the people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the mysteries of the world. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, Until then, may I too remain to dispel the mysteries of the world. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world.